So, Mario, tell us what we know and in the context that this news is happening.
Yes, just to David's point, part of this we knew because of what happened in the Ohio, law forced Democrats to start considering moving up the date in order to ensure that President Biden would be on the ballot, right? So they changed some of the bylaws in order to meet virtually to do that. What hasn't been reported yet was that July 21st date that they're looking at. Part of what came out of this weekend with a flurry of phone calls between the party and others was whether or not they could look to, or they should look to move some of that nominating date up. Of course, some of this comes as there's calls from within the party for Biden to step aside. So just speaking with sources within the Democratic Party, a lot of them just wanted to stress that Biden is our nominee, that Biden won 99% of the delegates, and in part, while some of this is procedural for the Ohio situation, a lot of this is also can't be glossed over, is in part due to the calls for the president to step aside.
So just to reiterate, Democrats are weighing an early Biden nomination to kind of squash talk of a swap. That date looks to be potentially July 21st. So just to get the logistics clear, this is always what happens before a convention. It's just that the date might be moved up because of what happened in the debate. So that's the key, right? How to address that panic.
Well, the parliamentary rules, right, stated that you have all of these things that you do, these procedures that you do, these different subcommittees that meet ahead of the formal convention. That formal convention, those committees had already started doing some of that work ahead of the formal convention just because of, by virtue of Ohio initially setting an August 7th date for nominees to be on the ballot. What they've also, so in some ways what it is fortuitous for Democrats, right? Democrats had already been looking at maybe a way to try to move up the virtual nominating process because of this August 7th date. This gives them an end now. The July 21st date gives them an end to do that. Again, stressing that Biden is a nominee as the party looks to beat back some of these calls that Biden should step aside.